Okay, so today we're gonna make granola. It's really simple. The hardest part is that it just takes an hour to make. So we're going to start off with 4 cups of oats. You can use quick oats if that's all you have. It'll work just the same, but it's preferred to use regular rolled oats.
It's pretty good, pretty easy, huh?
Pretty easy.
A lot of oats. I had oatmeal in a minute. I used to eat this like 3 or 4 times a day.
I can't stand eating oatmeal on its own.
It's so good though.
So that's a half cup.
It was 4.
So that's 2 cups. You need 4 more, because how many half cups make 4 cups, class?
How many half cups make 8?
Yes, so we need 4 more.
Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. This seems like a lot, and maybe it is. You can probably cut this recipe in half, but also this recipe stores well.
My bad.
Okay, so next we're going to need a half cup of brown sugar. So I keep mine in an old peanut butter jar, or an old peanut butter pretzel jar. Those things are delicious.
And this is half a cup right here?
No, this is the half a cup.
So I just put this in here, right?
Yeah. So maybe more, like a half cup. Slightly packed.
You do it. Hey, nice nails.
See? Like that. So with brown sugar, you don't need to overly pack it unless the recipe specifically calls for packed brown sugar, because it'll condense in there and then it'll just give you different weights. But this recipe is super forgiving, so it doesn't have to be that complicated. Next, we need a half of, no, let's go ahead and put some cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon in it. Let's go ahead and put, where's our half teaspoon? Here's that. There's a half tablespoon. Here's 1/4. Here's 1/4. Let's just use this guy. And then let's go ahead and add half a teaspoon.
I think your camera gotta be lower. Actually, higher. There you go.
2, so that was a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're gonna go ahead and put our salt in. That is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So just kind of level that off. And then let's go ahead and dump some vanilla in here, and we're gonna go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So Raj, how many 1/4 of vanilla do we need for 1?
Is this math class? I don't think I like this too much. Alright, what's your question again?
Okay, so we need 4 of those, because that is 1/4 a teaspoon. So you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Well, we'll call that 2. 2, 3.
I think I read somewhere that like during Prohibition, they had to get rid of certain vanillas because it had like alcohol in it or something like that. But don't quote me on that. That's the rumor I heard.
I'm gonna have to fact check you.
Had to get rid of all the alcohols. We're gonna need 1/4 cup of oil of your choice. We're using avocado oil.
Bing.
Bing.
This whole thing?
Yeah, 1/4.
Holy moly.
Cool. So now we're going to put half a cup of honey. I think we have the half cup here. So this is what makes the recipe. Just keep squeezing.
Put that slow motion.
Okay, go. Run up. That sound. Put that in slow motion.
We've all been there before.
when you have too much coffee.
Yeah.
Too early. They have it in New Orleans. This is where they sell the beignets.
Mm-hmm.
Let that drip out.
Drip, drip, drip.
Okay, so this is your base, and you could make it just like this, but you can now add whatever you want. We have pecans. We're gonna put pecans in ours, but you could also put like raisins, craisins, coconuts, chai seeds, maybe a little bit of chocolate after it starts to come to temperature. But I mean, you can't really go wrong with this. So today we're just gonna put some pecans. I'm gonna crush these.
Wait, you said crush them?
Yes. And while he's crushing those, I'm going to preheat the oven to 250.
How do I crush this? Do I just like mash it with my hand?
I mean, I usually just step on it, if I'm being honest. But since we're not using our feet.
You gotta charge extra for that.
Yeah. Just use a water bottle or whatever you got. I mean, pan, pot. And then we're just gonna dump those in there. I think that's enough. I'd say that's about like a half a cup of nuts. And then all we do now is we mix.
Is that enough?
Yeah. So between the oil and the honey, everything's gonna stick together and then brown nicely. You can use granola. I like to put it on top of yogurt. You can snack on it. You can put it in a parfait. If you're into those acai bowls, you can.
Acai?
Yeah, acai, acai.
Cool English.
Yeah. Whatever you want to put it in would work. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dump this onto a baking sheet and kind of layer it out.
Okay. Luckily for us, we have this baking sheet right here.
Yeah.
Is this the baking sheet?
Yes, that's a baking sheet, and it's got a silicone pad on it. You could also use parchment paper, or
You know what? I should go in this side. I'm sorry.
can just dump it on a well-seasoned pan. But preferably, it would be easier to use parchment paper or a silicone pad. Also, there's a big difference between there's a big difference between parchment paper and wax paper. You cannot put wax paper in your oven. It will smell like baked crayons.
Is that like unhealthy or what?
It's just not what you think it is. It doesn't really shouldn't be in the oven. You would use wax paper for things like, I don't know, separating slices of cheese.
Or something like greasy and you don't want to wash anything, you put it.
Yeah, there you go.
Put wax paper on there first, or like foil.
Just put like foil or wax paper on whatever you don't want to wash. And just throw it away.
Hot tips with Rog and Carmen.
And then it's just like the next generation.
Why do I have this in my hand? Yeah, next generation's problem.
Here. So you're just gonna dump it out and then flatten it out.
We're good, right?
Yeah.
Lean it, sorry.
One thing to note, in case you have children, babies actually under the age of 1 are not supposed to have honey. So.
What?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Something like botulism.
Alright, well. I'm gonna have to fact check you, and if you're right, I'll leave it in the video. If you're wrong, I'll take it out.
That's what I was told. Babies under 1 are not supposed to have honey. Spread it so that it gets the most surface area while it's baking. And you're gonna wanna bake this for an hour. I know that sounds like a long time, but you wanna check on it every 20 minutes. So every 20 minutes, just kind of break it up and toss it so that it cooks evenly. You just want it crispy. Think of like really crispy, like awesome granola. Same situation here. This is a good recipe for working with children or just...
As long as they're not 1 year old or younger.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
pretty much. Anyone can do this. And you can add whatever you want in it. I've added coconut flakes in it before, cranberries. I've done some chocolate in it. Note that you add chocolate after, like as it starts to cool down. Because if you put it right now, it's just.
Do we have chocolate here?
We do. I have chocolate.
I'm excited now.
Okay. Now you're just gonna put this in the oven, and we'll check on it in 20 minutes.
What's the oven set at?
It should be set to 250.
250.
250.
All right, an hour.
Yeah.
6:48.
Yeah, so check on it every 20 minutes during that hour.
Okay. Okay. And we gotta move it. Move it or lose it, right? Dude, you should have put like glaze on here.
Glaze?
But that's like too sweet, huh?
No, it'll do it. No, that's what the sugar is for. It'll kind of harden and crystallize because it dries. Sure. Your love life is just got something. You go find her. Stop spending all your money.
But I need the computers to find my true love.
Maybe you gotta find her in a Go over to my house.
It's been a pretty good Friday now so far. Oh god.
She looks beautiful.
Just put it on here.
Right here. So basically, all we're gonna do is mix it one more time, and then we're just gonna let it cool down. That's all you have to do. That's basically it. And you see how it's still kind of mushy? So with all the sugars in here, that brown sugar and that honey, what it's gonna do is it's gonna solidify, and it's gonna get that familiar crunch that you love about granola. So just do that, and then we will come back after it's cooled down. You can probably, yeah, just let it chill. All right, so this is our granola. Like, notice, see how it's like hardened up as it's cooled down? Look at that.
Damn.
So that's all you're gonna do, and you can break this up as chunky as you want it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in this mason jar, and it'll probably break up more as time goes by, but yeah, you can store it in a mason jar. To be honest, I think that this will be cool for like a month. That's how long I usually keep it.
In the fridge?
Yeah, no, you just keep it at room temperature. I just keep mine out with like the rice and other dried goods. But yeah, just this is your granola. So making your own granola is really easy, and I'd say it'll last as long as you want, but I recommend probably about a month. Just keep it in an airtight container, and there you go.